So,
bit scary towards the end, Brad, or you always felt in control?
oh no, I think the game was still on. There's no doubt we didn't win it until right at the end. So, but I mean, we expected that from Port's first 5 weeks. I mean, I think they missed some chances early, which gave us an opportunity to stay in the game in the first quarter, and then we took our chances late in the first quarter. So that gave us a bit of a buffer. But we knew they'd come back. They've done that all year. Against Adelaide and West Coast, they came back from big margins. So we know they can score quickly. And you look at the talent they've got in their list now. They're assembling, a very good midfield brigade, and they can be very dangerous. So we had to stay on for the whole game.
How do you sum up your game? A bit patchy?
Oh no, pretty good. I think that a few of the players probably a little bit disappointed in the way we played. They feel personally that we didn't play our best, but I think it's very difficult for them to tell when they're in the game that the opposition were actually quite good. Yeah. So I thought that we were pretty good. Port Adelaide worked really hard, and I think there's a reason there. Prior to this game, they were 5 wins, no losses, and while it may have looked scrappy at times, I think that's because two teams were able to defend pretty well. Yeah. And so both sides were under pressure at times, but Port have certainly improved a lot.
What were the conditions? What were the players saying about the conditions? It was enormous. It's 20 goals to 6 one end.
Yeah.
Unusual, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think everyone thought the scoring end was the other end. Yeah. So Port won the toss and went, the non-scoring end. So yeah, it's a bit swirly. It's a bit hard to predict, but then again, everyone was telling me that it was going to hail this morning and it's going to be Arctic-like conditions, and woke up this morning, it was perfect. So, you need about a forecast in Hobart every 10 minutes, I reckon.
Travis Barker, were you a little bit late to pay him that attention?
Well, yeah, in hindsight.
Yeah.
20 possessions in the first half and really got them going. But, we made a decision to go after Hamish Hartlett, which Ryan Basnack did an outstanding job. Mm. And we made a decision, the other one we were going to take care of was Westhoff, and Nathan Grime did a fantastic job there too. And when you start tagging 3 and 4, then it's an issue. But we clearly needed to do something about it, and Sam Gibson just in the second half was outstanding on Boak. So, ideally you like to take out their best players and let your own run free. But I thought it was a pretty good tactical battle in the midfield.
How do you compare this performance to some of your recent ones against more highly credentialed opposition?
Probably on par. I think we've certainly played better than we did today. But again, I think we've got to be really careful that it's our not playing our best is a function of us. I think it's more a function of Port Adelaide defending pretty well and putting the pressure on us. So I think that the fundamentals are still pretty good. Clearance work was good. Still getting the ball inside 50 enough. I think we've got to clean up some of our ball use and certainly some of our forward 50 entries, but that was better than it was last week, and so we've just got to keep improving that.
You're still trying to find the right mix of the tall forwards?
Well, it's pretty
working together?
Yeah, it's pretty easy at the moment because Tarrant and Hansen are both injured, so there's not that selection headache, but I certainly hope there will be that selection headache next week. But I thought Black was terrific today. He shows that he belongs at this level. So we've got some other young players that, Majak Dor and etc. that need to get some experience. And Madge is certainly getting that. He didn't have his best day today, but he didn't look out of place either. So hopefully we have that selection headache this week.
How are you feeling? You don't seem to be too pleased that you won the game. I think you come in with maybe a smile on your face. How are you feeling about winning?
Yeah, no, look, we're just talking about what flight I'm catching to Perth tomorrow morning to go and watch the Bulldogs and West Coast. So you move on really quickly. So, I mean, I was wrapped for the boys. I think the danger we had is that we were playing good footy, but we weren't getting reward for that effort. And we played a side today that are 5 wins, no losses, and feeling really good about themselves. And they played accordingly. They played, really well and like a winning side. And so I think it's more relief for us that we got some reward for the effort. The fundamentals are sound, but now it's time for us to get on our bike and start to consolidate this win.
Right. You're able to stop their run and their switch for probably most of the game.
Yep.
Feeling pretty happy about that?
Yeah, the boys, they're a really coachable group. I thought the first quarter, the way we were able to defend them was really good, but we did a lot of work on our our ball use forward of centre, and I think we kicked 7-2 in the first quarter and used the ball really intelligently in the first quarter, but then lapsed a little bit late in the game. But they're very coachable, our guys, so certainly makes my job a lot easier.
I was just going to say, okay, I'll go to the second quarter. What happened in, what was...
Being a bit more calculated with the things they might try and do to open up the game, but we'll learn from that.
Do you think...
Defending like we were defending at the start of the game, rather than being a bit more calculated with the things they might try and do to open up the game, but we'll learn from that.
Do you think...
Do you think you might slip Boomer back in next week?
Yeah, I introduced him to the green sub vest just before, so no, there's no way he's going to be sub, but because he won't allow it. No, he's back. He's been counting down the weeks, and we're really keen to get him back in the side, obviously. But I think it's been a positive that we've got through this 6 weeks without him. You can argue whether we might have been a bit closer in other games if we'd had him, but the fact is he's closer to the end of his career than the beginning, and we've got to start planning for life, without him. So that's been good exposure to that for 6 weeks, but no, we're pretty happy to have him back.
You don't have to work on it. It's a big chunk of games to miss at the start of the season. Will it be pressure? Have you had to get that balance right, put in enough work that he's going to be ready to go?
He'll be ready to go. His preparation is unbelievable. I've never seen a footballer prepare to play a game like him, and we've seen some pretty good ones. So no, he'll come in and be absolutely cherry ripe, fresh and ready to play. Had a really tailored training program for him, and the moment for him has finally arrived.
How do you feel about your chances now of making the top 8?
I don't think about it, to be honest. I think it's irrelevant. I think when you start thinking that way, you take your eye off what's important. So we'll just keep improving our game and keep fixing things up that need to be fixed up, and keep reinforcing the positives. And if we get enough wins, we'll make it. But once you start worrying about the outcome, I think you take your eye off the ball.
Do you think the tough start, though, will ultimately help you throughout the season?
It'll help us till we have to play them all again. We got Collingwood again and Hawthorn again and Geelong again. So it was going to be one of those years where we could really test ourselves out against the best. And I really think we've learned a lot over the last 12 to 18 months. And so we welcome the challenge. We don't want to get there by default. So we want to keep improving all the time. And I think we'll be better next time we play them. So, thanks a lot, guys.